Welcome to Game of Thrones off-season here at the AfterBuzz TV studios. Let's talk about sex, baby.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Come on. Sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Salt and pepper up in the air.
You didn't know. You're an ass. I had to tell you. But you didn't.
Let's talk about sex.
It's a good song.
Let's
the
talk
first
about
time we
sex
played.
in Game of Thrones. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex in Game of Thrones.
Like a remix.
What's up?
I can't. I just got real white.
I love it. It's the first time we played a non-Game of Thrones themed song. I kind of dig it. Welcome back
Love
to Game
it.
of Thrones off-season, everybody. I'm your host, Ryan Malaty, and I have some delicious hosts sitting to my left, Kristen Snyder.
What up, guys? I am so happy to be here with all my men talking about the sexiest moments of Game of Thrones.
I like that you called me a man. That doesn't happen a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Marr.
Hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be here as well. I'm subbing in for Dave Child. I am Dave Child. I'm Dave Child. Dave Child.
That was perfect.
Good job.
Everyone can still enjoy his presence now.
I love Dave Child.
Oh, I hope he sees
Me
it.
too.
I just want to tousle his hair and just, it's so cute.
We miss him. We miss him, and I'm sure he's going to miss today's topic because Game of Thrones, if it doesn't do anything else, it does sex and violence. Can we bring down the salt and pepper a little bit?
Do
Oh,
we
you're getting
have
distracted.
to go?
You're getting distracted.
I am
Do we
just
have
a little
to, though?
distracted.
Strong
Sex,
women singing about sex.
I know.
Don't ever turn that down.
They do well, though, on the sex and violence. I agree.
Sex and violence, if they don't do anything else, that's what they do the best. I mean, it's a staple of HBO. It's a staple of, paid programming, is to have some sex and have some violence, but they do it so well.
And that's what we pay for.
That's what we'd like to see.
I wonder if there's like a quota from producers, like you need to have 3 episodes where we see at least a partial butt, a partial breast, and maybe a little bit of peen.
Yeah, I mean, because otherwise they're like...
seriously, because it's like sometimes you're wondering, like, why is this person naked?
Yeah, because, I mean, there's ABC, and then there's boobs, butt, and HBO.
There is actually a discrepancy between male and female nudity on the show.
Oh.
Oh,
There
we'll get
has
into
been.
that, I'm
Wh-
sure.
And why not just jump right in real quick? Let me ask you guys this. What male character do you think spent the most time in the nude on the show?
Oh.
Ooh.
Just throw out a guess.
Well, you want to say Jon Snow, but he had a butt double, I believe, for his first butt.
No.
Yeah, he had a butt double.
Wow. I think I did
For the
hear
scene
that.
with Ygritte in the cave when they have sex, butt double.
With Ygritte.
Ygritte, whatever her name is. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The guy says even the butt. Yeah. Butt double.
We will reveal the
Okay.
answer by the end
Don't
of
tell
the
us.
episode.
I was also thinking maybe Theon, just because all the time he was tortured. Like, I don't know how often he was wearing clothes.
Maybe.
I don't
We did
remember.
see,
I don't remember. I want it to be Jon Snow,
we
though.
saw something that I think was digitally
What was
enhanced. It was like, because it was like a baby arm. Just saying. It was digitally enhanced.
So think about this. Think about which character, which male was the most nude, and which
Okay.
female was
Oh.
the most nude.
That's easy.
That's definitely Danny, right?
yeah.
And then,
Definitely.
and now think who has, out of all the characters, have had the most sex scenes together. We will reveal the answers to you by the end of the episode. But first,
But
let's
shouldn't
talk
we guess
about.
the sex scenes one?
Yeah, you can
Who
guess.
has the most sex scenes?
I think it's brother and sister.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
You don't have to tell us yet.
Yeah,
Keep it
don't
as a
tell us.
tease,
We'll
Ryan.
figure it out at the end, but let us know what you guys think.
And for a bonus round, in the first 5 seasons, how many breasts do we see?
Oh,
According to
87.
Express.
your guess is 87. I'm gonna
Actually,
write
I just
these
picked an
down.
odd number. So,
what I
because
was
are we doing
bored.
single breath or like pair? Because if it was pair, then
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Because there
I
can't
think
be odd.
singles. I think we
Unless
count
it's
them
like
by
Total
one.
Recall.
So it's like show me a nip. That's clearly
Yeah.
one.
Oh, that's true. So I'm sticking with 87.
I'm
80. All right.
What are you gonna guess?
What's your guess, Kristen? Because we're going to go over
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna be very conservative and go with a 82. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go with like 17. Yeah, 17
Wow, that's
feels
a
good.
huge gap. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your guesses.
You know the
I'll-
answer, so you can't
I
guess.
do know the answer.
Okay.
I can't guess, but I'll let you know at the end
Okay.
because it's kind
Okay,
of
I
I
fun.
wrote
too.
it down, so there better be a prize.
So I have. We always start off these shows with a little bit of news.
Oh.
And do we have a
AfterBuzz News.
AfterBuzz TV News.
There it is. Gotta love it. So here we go. So in HBO's continuing efforts to combat leaks, we have been talking the past couple months about the possibility that they were filming multiple endings and keeping cast in the dark. in that way, but it in a recent interview with Nikolai Coster-Waldau, he revealed with Elite Daily at the Cannes Film Festival that, quote, they are very strict. It's reached a crazy level this year. We actually get the scripts, and then once we've shot the scene, and we only have it digitally, when you do the scene, it just vanishes like Mission Impossible.
Wow.
The scene self-destructs. So they receive the script digitally, they film the scene,
Bye.
and then it goes away.
And didn't it
No
say
hard
something
copies.
like they receive the script like the day they go to set, like or something like that?
They
Like
don't-
they
yeah,
don't
they-
even like get an email of it.
No.
Jesus.
They like
Yeah.
have to go to set, look at it. Maybe
Exactly.
they don't
Get
even know if they're
ready.
gonna die that day,
Yeah.
and then they've got to film it.
Yeah, so it's,
probably
it's
better.
finally been confirmed that what kind of, because of the last leak of last season, the last episode of the Loot Train that ended up leaking through production, they wanted to take extra efforts, so HBO has now been confirmed to do some kind of Mission Impossible stuff that I've never heard of in production
Isn't it
before.
sad people have to do that? Because people are horrible.
I think y'all are
Yeah.
just okay.
Yeah.
No.
So there you go. There's my segment. Kristen, what you got?
All right, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen Emilia Clarke this weekend
Love
in
her.
Solo. I was excited to see her in another role.
Can I say I haven't seen it?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna
And see her
spoil
with
anything.
brown hair.
Very good.
But yeah, it was just nice to see her doing something other than being naked, although I do love that. But she has teased in one of her interviews that the final scene of Daenerys is going to be incredibly shocking to everyone.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Ooh, I hope she turns into a dragon. Just like, and then she just kills things.
I mean, that would be shocking.
That'd be
but-
pretty
Amazing.
crazy.
Like, also, I
Yeah.
would be like, what? How does that make sense? But
Ooh, what if like literally shocking, like
She gets
kind of-
shocked.
well, you know,
I'm afraid
Thunder,
she's
lightning.
gonna die. I'm afraid she's gonna die, or else like her powers will come to like a new level, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
speaking of Daenerys and new levels, Matt Marr, do you have something for her?
Oh, this has nothing to do with Daenerys.
Maybe
But-
a little bit.
Well, this is her ex-husband, or ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
AKA Aquaman, AKA Khal Drogo, AKA He's So Hot, He's So Hot. I've had dreams about you.
Also known as
Also,
My moon
Matt
and my
Marr's wet
stars.
dream.
Yeah. Also, no, not Khal Drogo. Also known as Jason Momoa. This is according to fansided.com and or winterscoming.net. And so basically, they're saying that Jason Momoa is kind of teasing that he might be on season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Yes, there's a
What?
picture of him on Instagram with the creators, David Benioff. I don't know how to say his name.
DB
and-
Weiss,
Yeah.
you got
and
it.
DB Weiss, yeah. So, I don't know. It just says layovers. Where are we going? What are we doing? What's the score here? I don't know.
You know, and here's an
There's another
interesting,
one, yeah.
you know, an interesting point to that. I could see it happening because do you remember when he was brought back to quote unquote life by the witch in season 1? And Daenerys asked her, when is he gonna be as he was? And she said something cryptic like, when the sun rises in the
Yeah.
west and sets in the east, and once your womb is able to have children again.
Whoa.
Something like that. I can't remember the exact quote. The chat will probably
Okay,
pull something up.
what if
Or it
Jon
could be
Snow
a
has a
Or it
kid.
just could be a
that
flashback.
looks like Khal
y'all.
Drogo?
He just comes out. "Raw!"
It's a
Yeah.
baby Khal Drogo, and he comes out with tattoos.
What if
Covered in
she,
tattoos.
instead of a dragon,
Could happen.
she becomes Khal Drogo and just goes, "Rah!" and starts killing things?
Everyone hates us.
No, this is the
Or-
best
or-
news I've ever heard.
Or
I like.
it could just be a freaking flashback.
It could just be you're right.
It could be a dream.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Shoot.
y'all don't forget
Matt
about
Marr
dreams.
being reasonable
Don't
over
forget
here.
about dreams.
Well, it's okay. At least we get to see Jason Momoa do his thing as Khal Drogo
If
again.
he's not shirtless, then people are horrible.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. It needs to be
I'm
shirtless
gonna be angry.
and tattooed.
Better be
Oh my
naked and
gosh.
tatted and sweating at least.
This just in. Kristen is sweating.
Not me, Khal Drogo.
Khal Drogo.
I want him to be sweating.
I'm sweating a little
That's
bit.
all I got.
All right, boys and
freezing.
girls, thank you very much. And that's our news for the month. We'll check back in next month and see if we can find out, any follow-up on this stuff. All right, guys. Topic of the day, sex.
Sex. I want you to whisper it too.
There's some sexy moments on this show, and I've compiled a list in no particular order because I don't want anyone, to rank sexiness above sexiness, but you can go ahead and jump in with your own personal discussion of each moment. I want to start off with some sexy moments with, speaking of, Miss Daenerys, Stormborn, House Targaryen, Breaker of Chains, and Throbbing Hearts.
Oh, God.
Daenerys has had so many sex scenes. In fact, Emilia Clarke was the most nude character in season 1.
Yeah, I think so. You're
In
revealing
season
that
one.
now?
In season 1, but
Okay.
not total.
One.
Not
Yeah,
total.
because in the
Okay.
second fire scene when they burned it down, wait, that was her body, but she made them do it on green screen.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she
wanted
came back
it,
and
like
did
in private.
one other nude scene in season 3.
When she burns everything down, kills all the calls.
I believe her last nude scene was when she revealed herself to Daario Naharis when she got out of the pool and said,
yeah.
"All right, man, so what you got?" And speaking of Daario, let's go ahead and let's call it Daenerys and Daario. I think that was just such an awesome deal they had going.
I mean, like the first Daario
that's
was
an
amazing.
ass you can build houses
Yeah.
on. I mean,
What do you like better, the first Daario or the second Daario?
The first one. Like, I missed the first one all day.
That actor actually left the show because he had a movie offer for the new Transporter series, and so he left Game of Thrones to do that.
oh no, for me,
Transporters who?
For me, it's the second one. He
Exactly.
played the dad on Orphan Black, of the dad of the clone. So for me, I don't know that actor's name, but it
was
doesn't matter.
just-
He's the one where you saw his butt.
It was the most strict friends with benefits relationship that we've seen on the show. Daario does have feelings for her, so it is kind of sad. It's kind of one-sided. but
It's
still
interesting because
sexy.
in the book, because I just finished all the books, and the last book is where they are with her. In the book, she's way more in love with him in the book.
Oh.
Way more in love with
Yeah,
the
it
book.
seemed like she just
Yeah.
didn't really care, and she was surprised how much she didn't care, especially because she's the one who broke it
Yeah.
off, and still didn't care.
So yeah, but it was way
Shock.
more just because she married the other guy. It's different. It's different.
Got it.
I kind of wish I want Daario to come back into the picture somehow, but I doubt it's going to happen. Poor guy. So now we have next up Daenerys and Khal Drogo.
Okay, so this was like really incredibly important to her becoming who she is today because this was the first time in her life that she took control of her life and what was happening.
Yes.
And boy, did she take control of that man.
She did, and it took. I mean, because at first it was kind
learned
of
how to
against
ride
her
a
will,
horse,
and
that's for sure.
honestly, that wasn't that sexy. There's a lot of rape.
It was
in the
weird.
show,
It was
but
very-
none of those are sexy moments, so I haven't
No.
included those. When I speak about Khal Drogo, I'm talking about after she
After.
took
My
power
moon,
back.
my stars.
My stars.
That,
My moon, my
that's how
stars.
Drogo.
But there was. I remember though watching it, and they did a good job of the show and they do a good job in the book too. But it is like, it doesn't. They get rid of the whole kind of rapey-ish thing because that's such a part of the Khal's culture, which then makes their relationship kind of so beautiful. Because, like you said,
Yes.
it's like Daenerys really came into her own in that situation.
After she had a little bit of a practice session with her handmaid.
Oh, now that was
We know whose favorite scene that was.
sexy.
I mean, maybe you two. I don't know your life.
I don't know. Like, you don't even have to know my life.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
just
it was
like,
pretty-
It was
she's hot.
so sexy.
There was no nudity.
Yeah.
There was no sex, but it's an honorable mention for sure because
had their
of
clothes
the,
on.
of the flow, of taking control.
So playful. Just her handmaid, and like she threw her handmaid on the bed, and she's like, "Yeah, you got
Yeah.
it. That's good."
That's
I was
good.
like, "Oh, no one showed me that."
I mean, really, too, when you think about it, shouldn't friends just help friends? Like, you're two girls, you know you're going to be with a guy, but like, you're two dudes just hanging out, and you're like, hey, let's just practice. Right? That's what middle school's about.
I can't imagine showing my friends how to behave for a man, but it worked in that scene for them, and they were both beautiful, and everyone loved it.
I imagine that a lot, and it never happened.
Well, Daenerys had grown definitely from Drogo to Daario to her ultimate sex scene in the series so far, which was with Jon Snow. What do you think?
I feel like we waited for that for a century. I feel like I grew old.
That was
waiting
like-
for that.
We did, and honestly, it was
It was like
not
an
as
emotion.
sexy
Oh, yeah.
as I wanted. As I don't want to speak for you guys, but to be honest, I wanted to see them really go at it. But it was closed door, and I feel like that might hint at some kind of impregnation that might be happening because
just
you
think it
don't
was
want to
tender.
you want to take that moment.
What?
It was supposed to be like tender and loving because Jon Snow was with Ygritte, and she was kind of like, "You know nothing, Jon Snow," and like, "Do me," and you know, she's like much more forceful. And then think about Daenerys; she's been with like really forceful guys. And let's be honest, like Jon Snow is like he would be like the brooding singer of Maroon 5, and like that's who he is. And so they had this kind of beautiful moment of kind of two broken souls kind of coming together, and for me, it was like 13-year-old girl. It was like an emotional climax because I'd been waiting for it for so like for me it was like
You loved it.
I loved it. And then they let us see like Jon Snow's real butt, and I was like, well, I mean, that's a nice butt.
Worth it.
Like
It is a nice butt.
Everybody
So-
can say that's
Yeah.
he has a really nice butt.
We've got some on-screen, still images from the show, and I wanted so bad to show you guys the butt. I just didn't, just on
Do you
the off
remember though?
chance
He
that-
rolled over and we
So
went.
for everyone who's listening at home, if you go on our show at youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV, you can find our faces, put a face to the voice, and you can see some of the images as we talk along. But they're all
It was
Ryan's
beautiful
also
scene.
not wearing pants, so you'll be able to see his butt if he ever
Yeah.
stands up in his
If
chair
he stands up.
during the show.
That's the
a
best
tease.
part about podcasts. Who needs pants to podcast?
These pants.
No
Exactly.
pants podcast.
Speaking of Jon Snow, I guess we kind of touched about it. Jon Snow and Ygritte. I love that part when
Yeah.
he just showed her that he knew something.
I mean, he did,
he
but
knew
like
something.
she
He
showed
did.
him what she knew.
I like that.
And then
I got
he
it.
knew.
I just got it. He knew something.
He knew something. She goes, you know nothing, Jon Snow.
She did. That's what.
Remember that?
That is what she did. Yeah. That,
And come on, they were like
It's true.
Land of Fire and Ice,
It
They
was
were,
in
they
a
were in like a
cave.
spa.
Yeah.
They were like a hot
Yeah.
tub or
I mean,
something.
It
who
should
knows?
have been-
This is like where we literally saw love blossom because now they're married in real life.
That's
They
a good
are.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
his
are.
real life wife.
But this was like forbidden love, right?
Right.
So this was like him breaking his Night's Watch vow,
Mm-hmm.
and having this experience with his wife.
Sleeping
I mean,
with a captor.
And this was also his first probably nude experience ever with who would be his wife. So
Yeah.
obviously the sparks that they felt, we also did.
That's an interesting point. Do you think that they
Fell in love.
Practice?
Like,
do you think that they had been dating prior to that scene?
no,
don't
I feel like I
know.
think they met on GOT.
Yeah.
Well, they met, but they
Oh,
did
like
they start
where they-
dating after the season had wrapped.
Oh,
and
May.
Probably after this.
I don't know.
That's just what happened.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is.
We found
How'd you guys meet?
love in a
We're gonna have
cold
Jon Snow on the
place.
show, and we'll ask him.
Yeah. Well,
won't.
all right. Next month, Kit
Yeah.
Harington coming
Tune
in.
in.
Harrington.
Come to the stage, answer us some questions. Well, good for Jon Snow. Let's go to his brother, Robb Stark, and Robb's muse, Talisa.
I mean, this was the beginning of Robb's death, really, because
It was.
he was supposed to
Yeah.
marry a Frey. He had
Yeah.
a marriage contract with the Freys, and then he met Talisa, and he was just like, "Oh, never mind. Sorry, I'm gonna have sex on a dirty floor instead."
Well,
Hashtag not worth it.
Also, like that was the beginning of the end for him.
it really was, and you could tell that he was having trouble balancing the two, especially after the scene where they did make love for the first time, and he immediately walks over to his, battle plans, and he's still like half naked. She's laying naked over there. He's trying to figure it out, and she announces that she's like, "Oh, what do you think a good name for your son would be?"
Oh.
And it was just like, man, this guy's fighting a war, and he's fooling around. We all saw it coming.
Hashtag wrong moment.
I also like that they met on a battlefield, like he was fighting and she was sewing her buddy up because, love is a battlefield.
Nice.
Wow.
I feel like we could just have a song for like all these
All of them.
relationships. Like,
Yeah, you really
I'm
do
gonna work
want
on
it. Yeah,
this.
okay, all right.
support
I'm gonna
that.
work on
All right,
this.
try to think of a song for this relationship between the powerhouse Loras and Renly. Because these boys, we had a few sex scenes.
Yeah, it was very passionate, very rough.
It's interesting because on the physical way, I prefer the way it's in the show. Because like in the books, it's a hinting, but there's never a sex scene between them ever. But you always know that Loras loves Renly and he cares for him, but he never comes out and you never get this whole gay vibe. But what I do miss is that like Loras Tyrell in the books is like one of the most badass fighters in all of Westeros.
Oh.
Like Jaime Lannister badass. So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool that the guy's like who's one of the most fierce warriors is a big ol' homo. And like
Yeah.
I love that. And
No,
they
you're
don't
right.
play that in the TV show. He's like, I want to shave your chest. I like twinks. You know what I mean? And so it's a little, but it was hot when they had sex.
It was an intimate moment, especially when he convinces Renly, you should be king, and then he's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know about that, but maybe I should be king.
I mean,
Loras, yeah, he didn't. I would have loved to see him be portrayed as more of a warrior. He did dismount the mountain in a tournament once.
yeah, they did.
But then he lost a sword fight to Brienne Tarth.
Yeah.
So he immediately turns around and doesn't really get to show his sword play,
Yeah.
which he talks
Well, he showed
about.
some sword play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you for the segue.
I mean, I did come up with a song for you guys.
What do we got?
And this is because, Renly was actually married to Margaery, so, like, he really shouldn't have been, having sex with Loras. So the song goes something like this. Shut to the heart, and you're
Wow.
to blame.
Wow.
You give love a bad name. Shut to the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name.
Bad name.
Before you change the channel,
I'm like,
People are gonna
Thank
think
you.
you're drunk.
We'll
You're
be here
drunk
all
in
month.
love.
I'm
You're
like-
drunk in love.
I'm not a singer. I actually will never do karaoke. Like, I always go there
That was
and I
really
support
good.
people.
No, it's enthusiasm karaoke. You have that in spades.
Okay, thank you.
you do. That a girl.
Yeah, I
Only
karaoke
for
with you.
GOT.
Okay.
Only for GOT.
Oh my god, I love you
Eye
guys.
makeup.
I'm working on it.
If you, sorry. Let's honestly, I think this one's my personal favorite. As a couple, I don't know about sex scenes, but Oberyn and Ellaria San. I just love.
Yes.
I loved
God.
how
They're a great
sensual
couple.
they were. Such a power couple, and they would sleep with anything.
I mean,
that was
they-
beautiful.
They were both like polyamorous. It was
Yeah.
on both sides. It would make because she is to me.
Yes.
She's like even almost more than him. And y'all, in case you haven't noticed, I'm real gay. But she's just so sexual and
Yeah.
so just like she's just fire. She's like walking fire. Such a great character. I love her. I'm so interested, scared, what's gonna happen to her.
Yeah.
Well, I think we kind of know, but we
Yeah, she's.
haven't seen.
She's
I
very.
think she's dead, but
Yeah.
She's still dying.
yeah, I think she's still dying
still
right
dying.
now.
She's very desirable.
She hasn't been able to look at the next part of the script yet, so she's just like waiting there.
Waiting.
waiting.
Well,
Yeah.
I just love their open approach to love, right?
Yeah.
And we saw this, their passion, not only in love, but in vengeance.
Yes.
And if you've got that passion in the bedroom, you got that passion outside the bedroom.
Yes.
It's true. It's
What
true.
happens in the
We
bedroom is a
saw
metaphor
it.
for life. That's a therapist term.
Yes.
It's true. It is.
Yeah. I'm down with
What
that.
happens in the bedroom often is a metaphor for what's happening in the relationship.
Okay. Well, I spend a lot of time in bed when I should be working. So is that a direct
need some
metaphor
help
for?
Well, it depends on what you're doing in the bed. If you're just sitting there watching TV with crackers all over your sheets, then it means that you're probably a
you-
little depressed.
Have you
Have been to your
Been in
house?
his
been
bed.
reading my diary?
Probably shouldn't leave it at the studio, right?
I know. My God. It's a cry for help.
It is.
You know.
It is cry for help.
I mean, but are animal
wait.
crackers really crackers, or are they more of a cookie? Okay, moving on. Guys,
Okay.
this has got to be the most conflicting. Really?
No.
We got 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Well, let's. Okay, good.
Okay.
I was like, oh no, we're running out of time.
We're like, people
But-
have sex. Bye.
this next couple has many sex scenes,
Mm-hmm.
and I will now reveal to you that you were correct. Cersei and Jaime have the most sex scenes out of any character couple.
I don't see nothing
on the show.
wrong with a little
And tell
sister
him
brother
what he's
love.
won.
Tell him what he's won.
I don't see nothing wrong with some incest, y'all. I'm from Oklahoma, so I've got cousins that are married, so I'm well versed in this.
I'm going to give you a piece of candy.
Okay.
Awesome.
Or a cookie?
Which
Or a
you-
cracker.
An animal
Here's a
cracker?
piece of candy that you can
I
use
mean-
later on with your
With
significant
the
other.
I mean, you knew. You knew that they were the most ones that had sex because, I mean, they had. Was it their son that died or their dad that they had sex at the funeral?
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah, it was their son.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Joffrey, where he kind of forced himself back onto her for the first time since he had gone
Yeah,
missing.
He had a new
lost
hand.
his fist, rather, like the golden fist. But it's their sex. It's their first sex scene, the first sex scene of the show, that really kickstarts the whole plot.
That changes everything. Yeah.
Because Bran sees them having sex, and you can't have that.
Yes.
The things we do for love.
Just the fact that they decided to go upstairs and have some coitus really kickstarts the whole show.
Exactly.
So we can attribute, we can't blame, we can thank their sex for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
throughout the show,
that was just like the first time watching the show that you're like, this is not going to be like any other show I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I just watched a brother and sister have sex, and then they pushed a little kid out the window for watching.
Yeah.
boom.
Yep.
Sex and violence. I love it.
Yep.
That's
'Cause
something
it's all
you could
violent,
really
yeah.
get on with.
I know, right? They just go so well together, don't they?
Yeah.
Speaking of sex and violence, moving on to Ramsay and Myranda. Do you guys remember the sex scene they had?
Yeah.
I mean, you're
thought it
weird.
was-
All right.
You're weird for putting this one, Ryan.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
into weird things.
Kind of over that.
Honestly,
I don't want to be bitten.
and that's what I love about the shows. Not every sex scene is a beautiful romantic Jon Snow, Daenerys, love romp. It's wrong.
biting their lip
It's
and it's
wrong.
bloody.
It's violent. It's complicated. It's weird. And that's Ramsay and Myranda. It's
That
a very
is them,
complicated,
yeah.
violent relationship that doesn't end well, but it was kind of hot at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Moving on. They
Oh
don't
my
agree.
God. She
I thought
bites
Ramsay-
his lip. His lip's bleeding. He's like, yeah. No.
I mean,
Don't pull my hair. Don't treat me like a lady.
it was one of those things where you could see how he derives a lot of his violent tendencies through a sexual nature, and to see how they kind of go about.
Psychologically, it was
kinda
great.
just
It was
made
a very
sense.
telling scene psychology about just how deep
Yeah.
his effed upness is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Effed on up in there. Okay. Another. I know that Daenerys and her handmaid was pretty sweet.
Yes. Love it.
Girl action, but Ros and Armeca from Littlefinger's brothel, I think, takes the cake. When he was going
Yeah.
through his monologue, when Littlefinger was going through his monologue about who he is and what he wants.
That's what's so good is his monologue
Yeah.
while they're doing it.
Yes, exactly.
It really shows you how despicable he is.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
It's like the sex scene was right there in your face, but it was just a B story for the point of the scene. It was not sex at all. But it's that sex is what he's built his empire on.
Watching
Literally,
it again
while it's happening.
Yeah, watching it again, prepping for this, I watched the whole thing, and then I was
Oh.
like, I'm so glad it made his death so much sweeter.
Yeah.
I
You know
don't.
what I mean?
If anyone has been watching, they know that I'm a Littlefinger fan through and through, and that I didn't like the way he died. Okay.
Littlefinger in his brothel. No one will miss you except for Ryan.
I love that character, Littlefinger.
It's a great character.
You know what? Before I get into all of Theon's sex scenes,
Oh no.
and some honorable mentions, because I think those are like we got through a lot of the big sex scenes and sex moments. Let's play a little game.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
The game, please.
The game is called Wed Bed Behead. Wed Bed Behead. Wed Bed Behead. Wed Bed Behead. Woo! All right, so we've done this before in past seasons. It's basically a play on kill, screw, marry, right? Okay, so Wed Bed Behead. I'm going to give you guys some options. You tell me who you want to marry, who you want to have sex with, and who you want to kill.
We can do
Okay.
this.
I'm
right.
ready.
Starting off with 3 of Daenerys' boyfriends. Let's see what you think about Daario, Drogo, and Jon Snow.
All right.
What are you doing?
So for Daario, I'm beheading that boy.
You're beheading Daario.
Yeah, bye. Bye, boy. And then Drogo, we'll bed that. Like,
You're going to bed Drogo.
Yeah. I like his darkness for like a night. But I'm ready for the snow forever.
It's going to be a white wedding, is what you're saying.
It's gonna be snow.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah.
You like that?
It's about time you guys sing to me.
Yeah.
I've been singing to you all night.
It's true. Don't get me
All
started.
right, I'm killing Jon Snow because he's coming back anyway.
Oh, well played.
That's funny, but
Okay. And I'll marry Drogo because he'll totally cross an ocean with an army for me, just because. And then Daario, he will sleep with me with no drama. You know what I mean? I could sleep with him.
He'll
Just
be like,
say-
we were just training, just
I'll be
guys
like,
hanging out.
You promised to serve me, then serve me. Bam.
Yeah.
Whoa.
All right.
Just saying.
Whoa.
I didn't think about this all night or anything like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Did you have one, or
Oh.
is that good? Can we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. It's fine. I mean, yeah, I
You
killed
agree
Jon
with
Snow
those?
too. I killed Jon Snow.
All right.
What?
Because we did Daenerys' boyfriends.
I don't
Let's
think
go.
Jon Snow's good in bed.
Yeah, I think he just lays there.
Yeah, I think he's like, oh,
Whatever,
I just
you
want to
guys.
respect you.
That's what I want forever. I want respect forever. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Oh, no.
Tell me what you think
To
of
me. All right, who's next?
I think you're great.
Oh.
Since we did Daenerys' boyfriends, let's do Jon Snow's girlfriends. And
Okay.
since he's only had 2, we're gonna throw in Robb Stark's girl, Talisa.
Okay.
Well, she's dead.
So we're beheading her?
everyone's dead.
No, I mean, I'd kill Talisa.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Bye.
Kill Talisa.
Yes.
I would, of course, I would wed Daenerys because I want to be
Yes.
I just can't wait to be king. Yeah, see, this is what's happening now. And then I would, Ygritte, I mean, it would,
She
we're
knows
two
everything.
redheads. Our children would not be pretty. So yeah, that's why we just have sex, but
So 2 reds don't make a right. Is what you're
yeah.
saying.
I agree with his. Yeah. She knows everything. So.
She knows everything.
Okay. All right. Fine. Although
You?
that's fine. You guys win. You fine.
Thank you.
Let's play Wed Bed Behead with the Lannisters. Cersei, Jaime, Tyrion. We're leaving the other cousins and stuff out.
Like,
I mean,
what if I
I'm-
want to be single forever?
The Lannister siblings. Who
I'm
you
going to kill Cersei because you can't trust her.
yeah.
I'm going to marry Jaime because he's very
Okay.
loyal to me.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm sorry, I just kind of want to get kinky with Tyrion, right? Come on, he's a whore. He's been with a lot of people.
Did you know that dwarfism only affects the bones, which is why
That
they
their
have normal
members
or,
are
or
normal.
large
Normal, yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure.
kickstands, right?
Yeah.
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 Pillars and stones, as Danny would say.
I do know that from personal experience.
Oh,
Oh.
really?
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I don't.
No.
I was gonna say, Anthony, can we pause the show? I gotta-
Yeah.
I'm gonna marry Tyrion because when I saw him marry Sansa, he was just like totally.
That's
like,
true.
Hey,
That's a good point.
You do your own thing. I'll do my thing.
Yeah.
You know, I feel
You
like
really
he'd
don't
be-
want a lot of attachments.
I just feel like he'd be really stable. You know. And I'm gonna sleep with Cersei because she seems like a freak. in
Oh,
sheets.
for really? For really?
And I'll kill Jaime because if I got to say that I killed Jaime in hand-to-hand combat,
You'd be a bit. Yeah.
I'd be
badass,
a BA.
Yeah.
So that's my answer. Why not? All right, one more.
Sure.
Yeah.
We got time.
Let's go. Let's go with the women who use sex to get what they want. Who use sex as a weapon. We're gonna go with Queen Margaery, Melisandre, the Red Woman, and Osha, the wildling who was turned into a protector of Bran and his party.
Like, I feel like there's no good option to marry here. Because, like, if you marry Melisandre, like, she's going to do some weird, creepy stuff to you. But, like,
Yeah,
maybe,
she'll like go on a cleanse and get really moody about it, and then decide you need to break up
and then
because she's
she'll,
just kind of
then
she's
she-
very Venice.
she brings leeches into the bedroom.
Yeah,
So.
so we're not. but
but
if
you
you
know,
kill her, she's just
Have
gonna
you
come
ever tried
back.
it though?
True.
Honestly, have you tried?
She'd be
it.
freaky in bed.
No.
I would bed her. Asha is just like really.
Just keep the necklace on.
Yeah, she's really. But I would have to marry Margaery because I don't think like Marjorie's kind of for a lot of gays of the show. She's a gay icon
Yeah.
because she's kind of a walking drag queen and she loves gay guys because her
Yeah.
brother's gay. So she's already a queer deer. So like that's what I'm.
And she was even like, I can have my brother come in and like
Yeah.
get you started if you
She's
want.
like, I'm all in
my-
it. She's
yeah.
like, she and like, that's why I love her.
I love it too. Although I would marry her because she's a queen, I'd find my way into being
beautiful.
a king somehow. I'm a pragmatic kind of guy.
She's beautiful.
All right, guys. Very
Well,
fun.
We have 6 seconds left in the show, so I feel like you better reveal those answers that we talked about in the
Oh,
beginning of the
geez.
show.
Oh, geez. Okay.
0 seconds. Bye.
That's buzzing.
All right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and I'll give you the facts. I asked you in the first 5 seasons, how many breasts do we see?
Matt said 87. Kristen said
Matt-
17.
And the answer is 60.
Wow.
I'm an overachiever. You're not an underachiever. You're just prudent.
I'm just conservative,
You're just
as far
conservative.
as breasts go,
Yeah.
but not really.
She looks down.
Yeah. She's like covered. You want my cardigan? Do you feel
Oh
weird?
my
I have
God.
lots of
You look fine. You look
Give me a
fine.
blanket.
Now,
feeling
What was the other one? I forgot.
shy.
so the other one was which male character spent the most time in the nude?
Were we right?
We
Did
said
you say
Snow.
Theon?
I said Theon.
You
he
said
said
Theon.
Snow.
You were right.
Yeah.
And let's just run through Theon and Osha, Theon and the fisherman's daughter on that boat, Theon and his sister Yara, Theon and Ramsay's girls right before he got his favorite toy taken away,
Yeah.
Theon and Ros in the very first season. I mean, Theon's had a lot of sex scenes.
So he'll be okay.
Theon definitely has HPV, y'all. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm
Oh
just
my
saying.
goodness.
Well, he's no harm to anyone
But
anymore.
look at him.
Yeah.
He's coming
Look at
this
him,
way.
look at him.
Woo.
And the female,
Mm-hmm.
Melisandre. She's had the most on-air
Yeah.
nudity, which, I mean,
Makes sense. We said Danny, but that makes sense.
And not
At
even
this
always
point.
looking beautiful and youthful.
she
Good
was
point.
she was taking on Gendry. She took
Yeah,
on
I forgot that
Stannis.
she's, slept with him, which he's going to be back.
I
I
don't,
think.
she didn't
Who
sleep
is?
with him. She got him all
Gendry.
nice
Oh,
and hot and
yeah.
bothered, and then she's like, leeches. Wow.
Bye. I'm gonna go predict the future now.
Yeah, bye. I'm gonna
Bye.
go
Bye.
kill all the. What'd she kill? Joffrey.
I'm going to go wear my necklace and look like I'm going to
Renly.
the Met Ball.
All day, every day. Matt Ball.
all day, every day.
You guys, I think that the only one left who I wanted to give an honorable mention to,
You better hurry.
Podrick.
Oh,
Podrick and the horse.
Payne.
Podrick and the horse. You're gonna have to use your imagination on
Yeah.
that one, but just the preamble to the sex scene when they were all flexible
Mm-hmm.
in front of him, and the fact that they gave the gold back, you just gotta
Yeah.
use your imagination on
Yeah.
that one. It was
Yep.
probably the
Yeah.
best sex scene in the history of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We didn't get to
and
see
we didn't
it.
even get to see it.
Well, guys,
Season 8 flashback.
One more fun fact, according to Broadly.Vice, there have been, so far, in all 7 seasons, 144 naked instances, with 83.7% being women.
I was going to say, there needs to be more. There needs to be
Yeah.
more penis. I can
There-
say that word.
And the reason, I think, being is if, you know...
equality.
It's, you don't consider a shirtless man nude.
No.
You consider a shirtless woman nude, though.
Yeah.
And I think that's the discrepancy,
Yeah.
honestly.
Right, makes sense.
They've hung dong a few times in the show. Which we're all thankful for.
We're all-
Sex
all
is
about
a- is a-
inclusivity.
sex is a part of life. It is
It's genderless.
it's
No, it's-
well, sure, why not?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Guys-
should say other things so everyone agrees with me
It's been
right
so
now.
much fun talking about
This was
all
great.
the sex scenes
Yeah.
in Game of
This
Thrones.
is great.
There's
I
been
need to
so
go
many
smoke a
of them.
cigarette now. I don't even smoke.
You guys light some candles,
yes.
put on that
Let's
good music.
do what you need to do.
And
And thank you for watching.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys keep up with us here at youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Please give us a thumbs up if you like our show or if you're into sex at all, right? Comments down below and tell us what your favorite sex scenes were and maybe which ones you would like to see. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We're coming back next month on the last Thursday of the month. Are you going to be hosting that?
I'm going to be
Kristen?
hosting. We're not talking about sex, but it's going to be close to it.
And where can they
you
keep
can
up
follow
with you?
me at Cinematic Escape to get all those
Cinematic Escape.
sexy photos.
And I bet there will be singing.
There'll probably be some more singing.
I'm happy about that. Well, thank you for having me, y'all. I'm the Matt Marr, 2 T's, 2 R's.
Follow you everywhere?
You can follow me everywhere on that and find me on Southern Charm panels here on AfterBuzz.
Yeah.
Where are ya?
Southern Charm.
Southern Charm, AfterBuzz, Southern Charm, New Orleans.
It suits you.
Love it.
It suits you. And I'm Ryan Malaty. You can keep up with me everywhere at Ryan Malaty. Thank you guys so much for watching Game of Thrones off season. Signing off.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz
It's like what you just
TV.
said, right?
Sex.
Sex.
Thanks.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.